Hart, the Channel 32 Weather Center with a live update for you. It is about 1:20, and behind me is a live picture of downtown Louisville, courtesy of our tower cam. And right now, all is quiet in town, but that will be changing over the next 24 hours. Let's run down the numbers for Tuesday. At first, let's check out the current conditions because temperatures are on the way up. Believe it or not, as of 1 a.m. at Standiford Field, the temperature 84 degrees, a relative humidity 59%. Winds are southwesterly at 6 miles per hour, and the pressure 29.87, and on the way up. A high again this afternoon of 97 degrees. We were 3 shy of the record of 100, and our low this morning, a repeat of yesterday also, 69. Now, no rainfall to report, and air quality was again in the unhealthy range with an index of 103. Your sunrise later this morning will occur at 7:10, with the sun setting tomorrow evening, or later on this evening, I should say, at 8:19. All right, let's take a look at the latest satellite images from around the region. And, of course, we had that thunderstorm activity to our north, and that one strong cell that caused the killer tornado near Joliet, you can see that in the Chicago area on the beginning of this loop. But look at that large mass of strong thunderstorms just blow up across Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York State. And you are looking at the very latest satellite image as of 1 a.m. And you can see most of that cloudiness and thunderstorm activity is sliding off to our northeast. Now let's check in with live local radar right now. And we do have some pretty strong thunderstorms that are beginning to approach far eastern sections of the viewing area. They've had a lot of heavy rain and strong thunderstorm activity in the Cincinnati area all evening long. Right now, though, it appears that some strong thunderstorms are moving through Jefferson County, Indiana, and they will be crossing the river over into Trimble and Carroll counties within the next hour, and also into Henry County. And these storms have a history of producing some hail, heavy rains, and perhaps strong damaging winds. But right now, there are no warnings in effect for these cells as they continue to track towards the southeast at around 20 miles per hour. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that. Now, we also had problems with the heat today around the area. The 100-degree weather continued to spread northward up the plains with a few record highs set, including 101 degrees in St. Louis. 103 was a record in Nashville, and though it was not an official record, Bowling Green also topped out at 103 degrees this afternoon. 101 for a record at Huntsville, Columbus, Georgia, and Meridian, Mississippi, and 104 degrees down in Waco, Texas. But let's get back to the satellite picture, and that thunderstorm activity to our north is breaking out along a cold front that is finally beginning to move towards the south. And this front we've been watching now for the past several days. It has appeared at this point, though, that the front is slowing up a bit, and that means a couple of things. Initially, we thought that some of that thunderstorm activity was going to get in here by daybreak, but with this front slowing up, I think most of the night is just going to be mainly clear, but by later on tomorrow morning, this front is going to be pushing southward, and that's when we're going to see more thunderstorm activity developing. Now, this is an old forecast map, and as you can see, it looked earlier on that that front was going to be on our doorstep by tomorrow morning, but we're going to push that front a little further back to the north, which means no rain tonight. But tomorrow, with that front dropping into this hot and humid air, we're going to have some thunderstorms developing that may be strong, especially during the afternoon, so we're going to have to keep a close eye on that situation. But, of course, once the front does go through later on tomorrow, we get into that cooler and less humid air for the latter part of the week. Let's go out to the Middle East and check out the situation there. We're going to get some relief from the heat here, but no relief out in that part of the world. You're looking at a satellite image, and remember that this part of the world is 8 hours ahead of us. So their day is just beginning out there, and as you can see, there's hardly a cloud in the sky. Pointing out a few of the features here, this is Saudi Arabia, there is Iraq, and there's the small country of Kuwait. And as you can see, nothing but clear skies out there as all the action is well to the north across Asia and Europe. All right, let's get back home here and check the local forecast for overnight. We are looking at mainly clear skies with some patchy fog, a low temperature somewhere in the lower 70s. For your Wednesday, we're looking at a mix of clouds and sunshine, a few thunderstorms around, and some of those storms may be strong during the afternoon. A high temperature near 90, and it looks like one more humid day, but a little bit of relief from the heat. On Thursday, sunshine, some cloudiness, but cooler and less humid, a high in the upper 80s. And then on Friday and Saturday, mostly sunny, upper 80s. It should be a pleasant Friday, but by Saturday, the heat and humidity begin to build again with a high temperature approaching 90 degrees. But it looks like some strong thunderstorms in far eastern sections of the viewing area over the next several hours, and then some thunderstorms for all of us later on tomorrow. As the heat wave begins to break, we will see some relief finally later on tomorrow, and the rebroadcast of the 11 o'clock news will continue after these messages.